Good morning, everyone. It's Starstruck Post. How you doing? And welcome to another episode of Breaking Dawn. Breaking Dawn, and now I'm yawning. What time is it in the morning? What's going on, everyone? I hope you're all doing well. Welcome to my stream. Please, guys, before I start, please don't forget to subscribe to the channel and smash a like if you would be as kind to do that for me, guys. You absolute legends. Thank you so much for joining me today. How are you feeling? How's everyone? Firstly, I always ask that. I have to ask, how are you feeling? What is the situation with you guys? Absolutely. Like, guys, look, it's a bit of chaos at Manchester United at the moment. But before I get into that, please, could you subscribe to the channel if you're new? And smash a like on the video. That'd be absolutely fantastic. If you great people can do that for me, that'd be absolutely fantastic. Thank you so much. Now, let's dive straight into it. Rumors is there's a little bit of conflict in regards to Ineos. There's a chink in the armor, so to speak, in regards to the decision around Erik Ten Hag. Now, it is deemed that Sir Jim Ratcliffe has had enough. He's had enough. I've finished. I've done with it. I don't want no more of this. He's had enough. But there are a few people within Ineos who feel like we need to give him more time. Now, I'm all for that. As I said, I am up to here with it now. So I'm like, you know what? Whoever comes in, whatever happens, so be it. I'm knackered. I'm tired of it. You know what I mean? I'm lampshaded, as they say. I'm completely dumbfounded that this hasn't been sorted out already at the end of the day. But there is a meeting today. It is Judgment Day, as they say. I mean, I don't know about that, but they're saying it's Judgment Day. I think that's a little bit extreme. But yeah, they're saying it's Judgment Day and the decision will be made today. But the conflict between various members of Ineos can be the stumbling block. Ineos, Sir Jim Ratcliffe in particular wants Erik Ten Hag to go. He wants him to be sacked, basically. So, but certain members of the board are saying, look, do you know what? We need to give him more time. We need to give him to at least Christmas and stuff like that. So this is where the stumbling block is going to come. Now, in regards to managers that are available, Simone Inzaghi has distanced himself from the managerial circus that is Manchester United, of course. So he doesn't want to manage Manchester United. He's not ready to come to Manchester United. He doesn't even speak the language. Now, when you think about various managers within the managerial hemisphere, right, we're talking about the best in class. Of course, we've been hearing that word, that buzz sentence for a very long time. What's the best in class? What's the best in class? Is it Tuchel? Is it Nagelsmann? Is it Amaram? Is it Zidane? Who is it, guys? Who is the best in class at the end of the day? But one thing I would say, if it's not Amaram, if it's not Nagelsmann as well, like, you know what? I don't think we're going for the best in class in my personal humblest of humble opinions, guys. I don't know what you think about that. But there are only a few managers out there that I feel like are the best in class right now. Not right now, but Amaran, Nagelsmann, Alonso. Those are the type of managers that we should be looking at. Tuchel's a good manager, but he's not the best in class, right? He's not the best in class. He's just available. That's all it is. And at the end of the day, we shouldn't be just going what's available. We should be going for who is going to take us to that next level, basically. Good morning, Sanjay. How you doing, my friend? Hope you're doing well. Good to see you. Hope everything is fine with you. Good to see you, my friend. Hope you're all doing well. Big up, Sanjay. All doing well. All Kushti. Thank you very much. Morning, Sal. It's going to be a game over City win the case, especially the beating yesterday to the sponsorship deal. Absolutely. And this is where the problem arises, Chow. And you know what? Are we going to fight it? Are the Premier League going to fight it? A rumor is there is going to be a Premier League civil war in regards to the decision to allow Manchester City to get money from their sponsors. And basically they got sponsors and they can have sponsors on their shirt. And those sponsors can invest money into Manchester City because it's their sponsors. They can invest money into Manchester City without having it affect FFP and stuff. So what does that mean? That means they can pump hundreds or more millions into their already hundreds of million kitty and basically buy the league and basically buy the Champions League. Basically, it is bad news for clubs like Manchester United, clubs like Arsenal, clubs like Liverpool. It is bad news for us because at the end of the day, you know what? They're going to be filthy rich. Now, I didn't want state-owned ownership at Man United. Of course, I didn't, but I wanted a full sale because I envisioned that this kind of thing is going to happen, where Manchester City's dominance is going to be overriding and it's going to be overwhelming for every other club in the Premier League. State ownership isn't the devil, basically. The only reason people deemed it as the devil is because they're not familiar with the Middle East. They're not familiar with that. They've been watching too many Disney cartoons and seen too many villains of Arab nature that they feel like, oh my goodness, we don't want to be owned by those Arabs. They don't want to be owned by them. And that was what the problem was at the end of the day. And whether it was state ownership, whether it's another billionaire, they're all like cut from the same cloth. All of them, all billionaires are cut from the same cloth. And the reason I wanted a full sale, Glazers out, debt cleared, is because of this. Because Manchester City are too powerful to even sue. They got too much money to even sue. You think they're going to get away with this 115 charges? Of course they're going to get away with it. Of course they're getting away with it. But the only thing we can do as a group, as a Premier League, is to unite and get against this powerful regime that they have. We have to go against it, guys. We have to fight the power, so to speak, and go against it. And that includes uniting with Arsenal, uniting with Liverpool, uniting with all the other football clubs. Those little scavengers, little backside kissers who backed Manchester City can be in the mud. I hope Everton get relegated. I really do. I hope those City teams like Everton get relegated and they can go to hell. All I care about. Chow, Tuchel is a stopgap and a crap cup manager. Chow, spot on, my friend. You got the point. You got it, mate. Absolutely, Chow. Absolutely. Han Solo, how you doing, my friend? Good to see you back. Hope you're doing well. Welcome back to the stream. I just wanted to see whether players are happy with it. If not, he's got to go. At the end of the day, look, who's going to make those players happy, Han Solo? Who's going to make those players happy? You know, at the end of the day, we've got 7 players there who've been there since the Van Gaal days, and none of those managers have made them happy. Maybe it's about time we got rid of those players and started making the fan base happy, because I'll be happy if we get rid of lots of those mercenaries at our football club. That will be my idea of happiness, you know. Good morning, afternoon, everyone. All the go Man United. The league is over. Man City will buy everything. They already bought the referee. Yep, they're buying everything. And as we saw the other day, the referee was firmly against Manchester United, and that's no surprise. Manchester City, and I'm going to tell you a little secret, guys. And this secret you may not agree with, right? But let me tell you a little secret, right? And this is the plan. Manchester City's plan is to erase Manchester United. They don't want Manchester United existing, guys. They want us in the mud. They want one Manchester team. This is the plan. They want one Manchester team. One. They want us in the mud. If they had their own way, they'll have one Manchester team, and that is what they would strive for. If they had the possibility to do it, that's what they do. If it means buying out the referees, that's what they do to give decisions against Man United. And it's no coincidence. Ever since Man City had all that money, you know what I mean? We've been having decision after decision after decision against us. It has been ridiculous, of course. Not only us, Liverpool have had the same as well. Of course, bad decisions going against them as well. Arsenal as well, you know. We all want a full sale, but in the end, we lost. Yeah. Not only we lost our football club as well at the end of the day. And you know what? The full sale was the best option. It was the best option. The Glazers won. The Glazers won because they played us like a fool. They played all of us like fools. All those people, Ineos. They got this Ineos. It's all about Ineos. They're making the football decisions. Who was at the football ground yesterday? Who was at Old Trafford yesterday? None other than Joel Glazer. Mr. Joel Glazer making the bloody decisions. Of course, making decisions. Played you like a fool, damn fool. Played you like a fool because he's there still making the goddamn decisions, signing those checks, making the final decision. What do you think about it, Joel Glazer? What do you think about it? Oh, you know, let me go away for 6 months and let me make my decision, because that is what the Glazers do at the end of the day. They still run this bloody football club 50% plus, and we are getting all giddy because of Ineos. Yes, some parts of the football structure are good. That's good. Yeah, we got football people there. But when it comes to signing those checks, when it comes to the final decision, it is all down to the Glazers, guys. All down to the Glazers. And we cannot deny. We cannot deny. Absolutely not, guys. Absolutely not. So, In regards to, let me just read some of these comments, guys. Good morning, guys. Good morning, Kazi. How you doing? I hope you're doing well. How you doing? How you doing? I'm doing fine. How you doing? I'm doing good. Morning, Sal, and chat. Big good. Top of the morning to you, Brian. Top of the morning. How you doing? Kazi, big up, bro. Big up, everyone. Of course, guys. Big up, Brian. Big up, big up, big up. Family affairs. This is a family affairs. So what I mean is happy is about management. Tactic is easy. Everybody can learn. But to make players fight together is man management. What you cannot, you can take a goose to the lake, but you cannot force the goose to drink the water, mate. At the end of the day, a lot of these players have tried, have been taken to the lake, and they're not drinking the water, mate. And that is the problem that we're having. 7 of those players, you know what, have been taken to the lake and they're not drinking the water. Do you know what I mean? A new manager's going to come in and he's not going to miraculously make things change. He's not going to rub Luke Shaw's knee and say, there you go, you are healed. Hallelujah. Do you know what I mean? This is not going to happen at the end of the day. At the end of the day, what's going to happen is you're going to have the same bunch of players. You're going to have the same injuries. It's going to be the same old crap. Unless these players are moved on for good. Sayonara, goodbye. That is the only way that we can move on as a football club. If the new manager comes in, those players have to leave as well. Those players have been there for God knows 7, 8 years. Some of them since 2014. They need to go. Do you know what I mean? It's enough is enough. Good morning, afternoon, Sal, and chat wherever you come from. Thank you so much, Jim. How you doing, my bro? Hope you're doing well. Good to see you, mate. Hope everything is cool with you. The Glazers need to sell the club now to Jim. We need to prepare for the future, or else United will cease to exist. David, do you know what? Nothing is beyond the realms of possibility, of course. Nothing is beyond the realms of possibility. Afternoon, Jim. Afternoon, mate. Absolutely, absolutely. Good afternoon, Brian. Good afternoon, everyone in the chat. So that is what it is. At the end of the day, that's basically in a nutshell. Ineos are having a debate in whether to keep Eric Ten Hag or not to keep Eric Ten Hag, whether they should sack him or not. Jim Ratcliffe wants him sacked. But various members of Ineos are said to give him more time. Give him more time, and we see what happens. Basically, that's what they're saying in a nutshell. Simone Inzaghi, as I stated last week, has again distanced himself from the managerial position, guys. He's distanced himself from the managerial position. So he will not be a Manchester United manager. So we have to get him out of our head. Just like Zidane will not be Manchester United manager. We have to get him out of our head, guys. Absolutely. And this is the situation at the end of the day. Now, what happens with Manchester City and the Premier League is up in the air. It's going to take the Premier League to get together, the rest of the Premier League clubs, and say, listen, yeah, we will leave this Premier League if you do not fix this shit. Basically, that's what they need to do. We will leave this Premier League if we do not fix it. If you do not fix it, we will leave. And that's what the Premier League need to do. At the end of the day, say, listen, yeah, this Manchester City cheating is not right. It's not right. I guarantee you, one Manchester United, Liverpool, or Arsenal lead the Premier League will fold, and it'll be no worth even investing in the Premier League if Manchester United, Liverpool, or Arsenal left the Premier League. Man City and Chelsea can leave the Premier League. No one will even blink an eyelid. No one will care. But if Man United, Liverpool, Arsenal left that Premier League, it will be game over for the Premier League, right? If we all got together, majority of those clubs who voted against Manchester City, if we all got together and we left the Premier League, that Premier League is over. It's over. We should cut ties and say, listen, if you're not going to fix this cheating, we leave this Premier League for good. But at the end of the day, this is what I envisage. We had to fight fire with fire at the end of the day. When Qatar wanted us, we should have sold to bloody Qatar. When we had 6 billion on the table, we should have sold to Qatar, because at the end of the day, that is the only way we're going to compete with these teams. Football's about competing. At the end of the day, we're not going to compete. Let's not do it. They're going to have more and more money pumped into the club, where we're thinking, maybe we take off 1 million from that player. We have to sell that player to buy that player. It's going to take time. We're going to walk to our destination. We're going to walk to the destination because we don't run to the wrong decision, blah, blah, blah. That you only walk to the destination because you're indecisive, my friend, because you're indecisive. You don't know what's Wagwan. That's what it is. That's why you walk to your destination, because you are indecisive and you don't know what destination you want to go to. That's why, at the end of the day. And while Man City are just going right back, let's buy a right back. He's no good. Chuck him away. Let's buy another right back. He's no good. Chuck him away. It's like us with Onana. Onana's playing badly. Oh, damn, we got Onana for another 5 years. What we going to do? What we going to do? Man City, he's not good. We sell him. We get a new one in. Not filling that one. We sell him. We get a new one in. That is what it's going to be like. How are we going to compete with that when we're moving like snails and they're flipping Ferrari? How are we going to move like that? It's about time people started realizing that those are not the evil in the Middle East. You know what I mean? They're not the evil ones, right? Stop watching those Disney cartoons. Actually, just walked through the door, Sal. So Mr. Heartbeat, big up yourself, Jim. Thanks for joining me. Absolutely. I'm watching to clear out the board meeting today. I wonder what it's going to say in the meeting. Absolutely curious. Anything can happen, David. Expect the unexpected or expect the expected, of course, guys. Absolutely. Sal, is it true that Man City won the case? They won part of the case, not the 115. The 115 is not over. That case is still going on. Basically, they have the right to get investments from their sponsors. So basically, they can get investments from like the likes of Etihad Airlines. So Etihad Airlines profits can go all the way to Manchester City, and they can pump money into Manchester City, and without having it affect FFP, basically like that. So that is what's going on at the moment. So before that was not allowed. You couldn't get external companies investing money. That is, so they can invest 200, 300 billion into Manchester City, and it wouldn't even make a difference. At the moment, they're more richer. But with the 115, it's still not over. The 115 charges are still not been decided. But don't be surprised if they get away with that as well. If they've got away with this, right, they're going to get away with that as well. They're definitely going to get away with that. There's no doubt about it. We're going to have a Farmers League. Yeah, it's going to be, a Farmers League. I won't say a Farmers League because all our teams are successful in Europe. Every team is successful in Europe. We even got West Ham winning Europe trophies, you know what I mean? And stuff like that. So a Farmers League is basically a league that has one team win it and are not successful in Europe, basically. But all our teams are successful in Europe. So it's not a Farmers League. It's just a one team league, basically, in the league. But in regards to all the teams there, you know what? It's the biggest, it's the strongest league in the world because no team in the world will come to the Premier League and win it. So it's still the best. It's the best league. But obviously, it's dominated by one team. But that doesn't mean all the rest of the teams are ours, of course, guys. Remember, Newcastle are the richest club in the world. They're owners to buy United 10 years ago. At the end of the day, child, this is another thing. We're going to fall further and further behind the gauntlet of, obviously, the teams. Newcastle United are another one. And this is why I said, man, for the sake of Manchester United's future, we needed a full sale, child. We needed a full sale, and that was Qatar. They needed a full sale, you know what I mean? And there was these slanderous things about Qatar. There was the World Cup, and they didn't even show the opening ceremony because it was, you know what, human rights. It's all about human rights. My goodness me, we got people who fought in Afghanistan and England sitting on the goddamn street, and you're talking about human rights. People can't even afford their rent in England. For goodness sake, people are working 60, 70 hours a night and day, and they can't afford their rent. They can't afford holidays. They can't afford food to put on the table. And you're talking about bloody human rights in England, a bloody human rights. We still got a goddamn monarchy, for crying out loud. We're pumping money into them, and we all know what goes on with them, don't we, guys? Don't we? At the end of the day. So at the end of the day, look, listen. You know what I mean? This bigotry, this Islamophobia and all this, I'm not in on that. Man United had an opportunity to sell. They didn't sell to Qatar. We needed a full sell. We needed the Glazers out, and we needed the debt cleared. And that is the only way we could have competed with these powers. We would have had endless money ourselves. Now look, we're in danger of not winning a league title in your lifetime. Because they're going to dominate the league again and again and again, because no matter what, whether they got problems in whatever part of their pitch, they're going to improve it. Improve it. And it's going to be too difficult for a club like Man United walking to the right position to get it right. Kazi, Logan, big up everyone. Of course, big up everyone. Yeah, so that's basically it in a nutshell. And you know what? I'm devastated, to be honest with you. And I do think that the Premier League need to get together to fight the powers that be. And fight the power. And then public enemy number one, of course, guys. So at the end of the day, this is what we need to do. People saying, oh, but Manchester United, they spent so much money in the time. They dominated the league. They spent money, cheated. Man United spent their own money that they earned. They earned through legitimately being successful over the years. We even got relegated and we went back up and we built our own success. There's a difference between that and there's a difference between cheating. Do you get that? You know what I mean? At the end of the day, if rules can be manipulated, there's no point having the rules there in the first place. So you might as well just let every single team do what they want. Because at the end of the day, you know what? I don't care anymore about the Premier League. I don't care, because at the end of the day, anyone can do anything. Was this a Premier League decision? No, it wasn't a Premier League decision. This was a court of law. At the end of the day, a court of arbitration or something like that. They're going to, you know what? And they've overturned it. So that means basically we just forget about FFP, because you know what? Nothing's going to happen, is it? Nothing's going to happen in regards to FFP, and we move on from that, because it's a load of rubbish at the end of the day, and we move on in regards to that. So look, not that Man United have the money to spend. They're not going to have the money to spend at the end of the day. They're probably, going to still trying to raise money for January right now. Whereas Man City have just got the cash right now, splashing it out like that. They're in their mind. They're already spending their money in their mind. And Newcastle as well, already spending the money in their mind at the end of the day. So what we had to do, we had to fight fire with fire. We haven't got fire. We have not got fire. We've got a box of matches as owner of our football club, and they've bloody got a bloody whole fire bloody team, fire engines and the lot. They've got a whole bloody arsonist team. They got a whole arsonist team there, and we got these matches and Stones trying to ignite Man United. We're like this, trying to ignite Man United, while Manchester City have got a whole arson team over there, and with the bloody flares and fireworks and everything, and we're still there trying to, I'm going to get this alight in a minute. I'm going to get it alight. It's going to be alight in a minute. Well, they've got bloody fireworks display going on like it's the bloody new year. They've got firework displays, and we're still trying to light our season up. It's crazy, isn't it, when you think about it, guys? Absolutely crazy. On form today, Sal, 100%. Thank you, Brian. Thank you, mate. Absolutely, we have to be on form, mate. Absolutely. It drives me mad, because this English football is going to be in the mud if we don't sort this out. And the teams need to unite together, whether we have differences or not. Arsenal, Man United, Liverpool made this league what it is. We made the league what it is. We made the Premier League what it is, and we need to fight it. We need to fight it. We need to get together and say, listen, if you do not change this rubbish, we are leaving the Premier League and we're going to create our own bloody league. F that. Who's with me? And we bring whoever comes with us. F that. Do you know what I mean? That's what we need to do. Absolutely. South, F the FFP, City get away with it. They're going to get away with it, of course. No one talks about Newcastle when they took over by the States and Saudi human rights as soon as they link up with the Qatar British media. It's absolutely because they don't like Man United, Chow. It's nothing to do with Qatar. I mean, and it's nothing to do with that. Even though they don't like the Muslims, so to speak, they don't. At the end of the day, which was evident if you watched the opening ceremony and that during the World Cup, you saw that it was like a human rights show. It was like I'm watching bloody children in need. For goodness sake, Live 8. At the end of the day, it was a World Cup, and they were trying to slander the country and stuff like that. And you know what? It's okay for Newcastle, because you know what? It's only Newcastle. It's only Eddie Howe. We love Eddie Howe, don't we? It's only Man City. Man City give us money behind, so we can't say anything about Man City. Absolutely not. Pep's a lovely guy. Pep's a prat. At the end of the day, Pep's a prat. You know what I mean? You see him going up to players, opposition players after the game. You know what? Doing all this to opposition players, trying to give them advice. He's just doing it for the bloody cameras. He's doing it for the bloody cameras. If we lost that game, he wouldn't be doing none of that. He'll be moaning. He's a manipulative liar. That's what he is. He's a manipulative liar. For goodness sake, F them. Absolutely. Sorry for the language, Jim. No, it's fine, mate. It's fine. We feel it passionately, mate. Sing some rhyme. I can't. Copyright, GK. Copyright. Can't sing anything too serious, of course, guys. But at the end of the day, this is the point I'm making. Man United are in absolute mud. We're arguing over who's going to be the next manager, who's the next one to come through. We've got a manager in Ten Hag, and we're at the end of the day, we're arguing about Ten Hag being sacked, Ten Hag not being sacked. We're in the mud. We're the one in the mud. We're arguing about, we're in the, Ten Hag should stay, Man United has standards and da. Where are the standards when you're talking about Man United in general as the football club institution against the powers that be, against the likes of Man City, against the likes of Newcastle, against the likes of Chelsea? Where is those mouths? Where are those mouths? They go pretty silent, don't they, when you talk about that? Because they think that a manager's going to come into Manchester United, la, off the work we go, da, it's off the work we go, and then we start winning games and winning bloody Premier League titles and Champions League titles. It's not going to bloody happen, mate. Stop being so delusional. It's not going to happen. You sat Ten Hag. It's going to be another poor sod who's going to come in there. For crying out loud, we're going to have a legend like Ruud van Nistelrooy. He's going to come in our football club. He's going to come in our football club. And after a few weeks, he might do well with a new manager bounce. But give it a couple of months. Give it a couple of months. You watch those same people change. You watch those same people turn against our legend, Ruud van Nistelrooy. You watch it. We'll be here patiently waiting, but those people will turn against Ruud van Nistelrooy. Club in the mud, standards, because you cannot teach an old dog new tricks. You cannot change the spots on a leopard. Those guys are not interested in a new manager. They're interested in their own ego as they stand there like they're some sort of G's. They're speaking Dutch, speaking French, whatever they're speaking, absolute prats standing there, looking at a three waste men, the three waste materials at the end of the day, standing there, talking about, look at them, for crying out loud. One's wearing my bloody auntie's cloth around his neck. Another one is standing there like a beast person. The other one's standing there like looking like a bloody wants to fall asleep. All of them nutters at the end of the day, absolute nutters, clowns at the end of the day. That's all they are, mate. And at the end of the day, they're concentrating on Eric Ten Hag this, Eric Ten Hag that, when we're not going to win the league anyway, because Man City are going to dominate the bloody shot for the rest of bloody time at the end of the, unless we do something about it and we leave this goddamn Premier League at the end of the day, in my opinion. So why is Everton supporting Newcastle City? Because they're absolutely kiss-ass idiots. At the end of the day, that's what they are, Jim. Kiss backside idiots. At the end of the day, they've shot themselves in the foot. They're, honest to God. Do you know why it is? Because they're feeling a bit bitter because they got deducted points. So they're feeling a bit bitter. We're going to support Man City, not knowing it's going to destroy the league. Do you know what? I would love it. I would love it. And sounding like Kevin Keegan, I would love it if Liverpool, Man United, and Arsenal left this Premier League and the other teams with us and left the Premier League and we bought our own Premier League. Let's see how Man City survived in a little 2-3 league. You know what I mean? With Everton and that. You can have little bloody games of Everton. You could play Everton 7 times a season. That would be lovely, wouldn't it, for you guys? Just keep playing each other. Yeah, we'll leave that. The powers, the real powers in the Premier League, the ones that built the Premier League, leave the Premier League. And that's what we should do, unless it is changed. Sal, you're funny. Big up, Brian. Big up, Brian. Yes, mate. I have to be funny. It's funny the way we're run. The Premier League is run like absolutely nutty. It's like a nutcase. It's a crack house at the end of the day, the Premier League. Goodness me. But I'm not going to blame the Premier League too much because at the end of the day, listen, it was a court of law. It's a court of law. It's a court of law. They're the ones who did it. For goodness sake. My goodness me. It's like, you know what, they bunch of idiots like in the courtroom at the end of the day. You know what, just a bit of money. Do you know what I mean? OJ Simpson's bloody lawyer, you know what I mean, coming in and all that. And then that's it, you know what I mean? We let Man City off. That's it. That's all right. Man, they're all right, really, innit, Man City? They're all right, innit? They're all right. They're fraudsters. They're fraudsters. They're cheaters. And one day they will get their comeuppance. And I hope it is very, very soon. Because they want to downplay Manchester United. We may not be successful on the pitch right now. But I guarantee you this. Man United leave this Premier League. Man United leave this Premier League. They will not survive a flipping season. They will not survive a season. No one will be talking about them. No one will give a flying F about them. No one. You can go to your Match of the Day, your BBC and all that. Have them. Take it. We'll build our own empire. That's what we should do. Get away from this crap, what they call the Premier League, of course. Here is another thing, Sal. No one thinks about players' feed off social media. You have the so-called fan channels yelling. If we get another a shout positive, we can lift our club back to the top. Mate, absolutely, Jim. Do you know what it is? You know what? They're talking a lot of crap at the end of the day. They're idiots. And then they think they're funny. They think they're talented. They think they're smart. They think they're witty. They're not. They're not. They're just idiots. Look at them. Look at them at the end of the day. Yeah, they're just prats at the end of the day. Look at them. Absolute prats. Bigots. All of them. Even worse than that. Don't forget Chelsea supporting City and Newcastle. Absolutely. Yeah, them as well. Let them stay in their little league with their little teams. Yeah, let them stay with them. At the end of the day, and then we'll see the real Newcastle, the real City, the real Chelsea. We'll see that, isn't it? City will always be our little neighbours. They will be our little neighbours. At the end of the day, they will be our little neighbours. But one thing we got to understand is that they're going to have so much money to pump into their football club. You know what I mean? That they're the ones, they're going to be successful. They're going to be successful. They're going to be successful. And we're going to be lagging behind. At the end of the day, as small as Manchester City are, they'll never be the great Manchester United because Manchester United are different. We're different. We come from a different Different decade. We come from adversity, right? We come from a 1958, for goodness sake. We come from adversity. We come from 1968. We come from 1974. We come from 1986. We come from 1994. We come from 1999. That's who we come from. That is who we are at the end of the day. Manchester City, they were just invented in 2012. That's when they were invented. Do you know what I mean? And we cannot let them get away with this. And the Premier League do need to unite and do need to create a civil war against the Premier League, because this is wrong at the end of the day. What they're going to do is wrong. We sign a goalkeeper. We don't feel the goalkeeper. We're not rating the goalkeeper, right? Hypothetically speaking, we're not rating the goalkeeper. We cannot just replace that goalkeeper. Man City can do it 1, 2, 3 times until they get it right. I mean, anyone can manage Man City. I mean, if you buy the right player, if you buy a player, it turns out to be the wrong player, you replace it. Now, I don't want that one, I get that one. I don't want that one, I get that one. Until you get it right. Anyone could do that. My grandmother could do that, for crying out loud, at the end of the day. You could have the riches, but United right people to run the football club. Let's hope Man City start going down that path. Pep not going to be there forever. They will fall for Liverpool's. And we hope so, mate. We hope so. David, we really hope so, my friend. Absolutely. A United fan base can sow a positive seed. What comes out of our mouths is what fans make and change. And fans follow those guys. At the end of the day, what you need to do is look at them. Look at them. Look at them, for crying out loud. Look at them, what they look like. Do they even look after themselves to even be talking about Manchester United and standards and things like that? Look at them. Like, bloody hell, my goodness me. If I walked into that room, I would be mistaken. I'm in bloody St. George's Hospital. The way they look. Bloody crackheads. Absolutely. Oh, you can't buy your success out. Everything we won it with sweet and truth. Absolutely, Jim. That is true. That is true. But you know what? Eventually, all these new generations coming through, all these new generations coming out of the woodwork, do you know what I mean? They're going to forget about that. They're not going to think about our success. They're going to say, stop bringing up the success. Stop talking about the past. You live in the past, blah, blah, blah. That's what they're going to do, isn't it, at the end of the day? You're okay with Brendan Rodgers as an option? Absolutely not. Forget Brendan Rodgers. Brendan Podgers, Brendan Nodgers. I don't even know who that is anymore. No chance at all. He's not good enough for Man United, my friend. Absolutely not. I'm not interested in Brendan Rodgers. That would be a very, very, very big downgrade. Another one who cannot get teams over the line. Another one who cannot win trophies. Goodness me. What do we like? We don't like winning trophies all of a sudden. Do you know what I mean? Absolutely not, GK. Thanks for your comment. Absolutely not. So, look, guys, as we calm down, as we get nice and calm, guys, you know what? Things need to change, and they need to change drastically at the end of the day. We got this big meeting going on today. Absolutely. We got this big meeting going on today, and we will see what happens in regards to it. And no matter what happens in this meeting, I don't care anymore. I don't care, because all I want is Manchester United to be successful. That is what I want. Do I feel that changing the manager is going to improve our fortunes? Absolutely not. I really don't think we're going to improve if we sack our manager and bring in any other manager. I don't think so. It's going to take time. But the problem is, you're dealing with people within the fan base who don't have patience. They have astronomical standards that they feel that we should reach, and they're not going to be patient in regards to the new manager, not even Ruud van Nistelrooy, who is a legend at the end of the day. Basically, they are nasty people, and these people cannot change. They're not going to be positive all of a sudden. They're not going to start singing, hey, kumbaya, my lord. They're not going to be doing that, guys. They're not going to do that. They're going to still be negative no matter who is in charge of this football club. At the end of the day, you know what they do? They sit there, they hate, they go to the fridge. They sit there, they hate, they go to the fridge. They take a dump. They sit there, they hate, they go to the fridge. That's what they do. This is their life. This is what they do every single day. This is what they're about at the end of the day. This is what their life is about at the end of the day. They're people, you know what, who just can't take being wrong. There's people in this fan base who just can't take it. They get bitter. They come on my profile. Every time they come on my Twitter pages to say something negative. And you know what? You can tell a negative person when the only reason they enter your Twitter page or your social media platforms is to be negative or to disagree. Because that is the negative people. Those are negative people. And those are people you have to stay away from, guys. Absolutely. Thanks, big up, everyone. Of course, legends in the chat today. Of course, guys, big up everyone who's in the chat. You know what? It is an emotional show. We get emotional sometimes. We get emotional from available manager. If you want, I recommend Allegri and Tuchel. And in man manager, I recommend we have Ruud. Tuchel is not that guy, GK. He's not that guy. He's not that guy. He's just available. He's not the best in class. He's not. He's not the best in class. So I wouldn't go for Tuchel with a barge pole. This guy is the same guy who's saying, I can get the best out of Bruno and Rashford. What is he going to do? Oh, we forgot. Oh, did Ten Hag forget to turn on Rashford and Bruno? Oh, damn, I forgot to turn on the switch. Oh, that switch. You know that switch? Did he forget to turn on that switch? He sacked at Chelsea, flopped at Bayern Munich. Nah, no thanks. Absolutely no thanks. Absolutely no thanks. Telling me Tuchel's going to be that guy. Tuchel's a clown. At the end, he's a clown. And in the end, you can have no any other manager. Tuchel is not that guy, and he'll be gone very, very quick. But Sal, you bring in a manager who can't make you win the Empire right away. No one is going to make this team win the EPL, mate. And definitely not Tuchel. Definitely not Tuchel. We have to look at it like this logically. As a fan of 40 years, I've seen it all, my friend. And we are not going to win the league with Tuchel. We are not going to win the league with Allegri. We're not going to do that. At the end of the day, the way we're going to win the league is if we get rid of those mercenaries who are in the football club right now, those ones who've been there for 7, 8 years, 10 years. We need to get rid of those guys before we can start thinking about the new manager and the new manager being successful. It's not going to work. It's very hard, but Tuchel's not going to do it. Tuchel is not that guy who's going to do it. Now, if Tuchel became the manager, I'll say, okay, you know what? I support him, of course, because that's what I do. I support the manager. But at the end of the day, I don't think he's the best in class. He's not the best in class. He's just available and he's free. That's why they will go after Thomas Tuchel, because he is free. Whilst Man City are getting the best in class. He's not Klopp. He's not Pep. He's not even flipping Maresca right now. Do you know what I mean? I'm still in at least to the end of the season and blame the players more. This is even more of a subs have done nothing when they have come on. You know what? It is the players, and this is what we're saying. At the end of the day, a new manager's not going to come in and turn on a switch that, oh, Ten Hag forgot to turn on that switch. So at the end of the day, let me turn on that switch and they're all going to start performing, you know, like prime bloody Barcelona. It's not going to happen. So, what is your vision as a fan? What style do you want a coach who believe who can put the trust and get us into the top 2? And what players to bring in? My vision is winning football, GK. And by winning football, that means playing 100% every single game, regardless of who you're playing against, whether you're playing bloody Stockport County in the League Cup or you're playing Manchester City in the Champions League. It doesn't matter. You have to play 100% all the time and give your all, because at the end of the day, this football club was born from the working class. This football club was from the working class, guys. The working class, right? So that means the miners, right? Those miners back in the 50s and the 40s and the 30s who built this football club to what it is, go there every single Saturday and a Wednesday to watch our football club. You know what I mean? These players need to understand who we are and where we come from. They just need to turn up on match day, earn their 300,000 a week and go home. People, the fans around the world have to go to work 6-7 days a week sometimes, working 60, 70 hours a flipping week at the end of the day to put food on the table. That is what I want Man United to do. I want Man United to know this, to input that in their brain and perform every single week. That is my vision. That is what Sir Alex Ferguson's vision was, because he came from that family. He came from that type of family, and that is who we should be. At the end of the day, forget all this tiki-taka style of play, blah, blah, blah. It's over-bloody-rated. It's overrated. Winning style of play is what it's all about. Winning style of play. Players bombing on. Players creating chances. Players not being greedy. Did Eric Ten Hag tell Casemiro to give the ball away against Liverpool? Did he do that? Did Eric Ten Hag tell Dalot not to cover the left-back position? Did Eric Ten Hag tell the board not to buy a left-back? You know, all these mistakes that we've made all season, mistake after mistake after mistake. It's mistake, mistake, mistake. And why is it mistake? Because the same problems that we've been calling out all summer have been going on. My vision is a unity within the fan base, right? Back whoever we need to back and get on a collective. Whoever the manager is, get on a collective, right? Don't show any favoritism to any players, whether it's Bruno, whether it's Rashford, whether it's Luke Shaw, whether it's bloody Lindelof or Maguire. No more favoritism. Those players who've been there years, clean slate, new slate, that is my vision. New slate, clean slate, that's it. Those players have been there 10 years, need to go. I say it. Even your fan favorites. Good morning, Bashar. How you doing, my friend? Hope you're doing well. Hi, Sal. That's what I've been saying. It's the players. It's the players at the end of the day. You're going to see this, and I'm going to come back to this stream. Right. Remember this, Bashar. Bashar, remember this, right? We're going to get a new manager bounce, right? I'm going to retweet the tweet I read 2 years ago about this manager, about what's going to happen, because it's exactly what's happening right now. Exactly what's happening right now. We're going to get a new manager bounce. It's going to last for about, well, maybe 2 months if we're lucky. And then what's going to happen if it's Ruud van Nistelrooy? He's going to get a new contract, right? He's going to get a new contract. And they're going to say, right, you're going to be our permanent manager, for example. You're going to be our permanent manager. Then when he's the permanent manager, you will see the results go down, down, down. And why is that? That's not the manager. That's down to those players. It's those players who are the problem. 7, 8 of them. Big up. So if these players don't want to put in the work per rats, then some should be done. That, you know, nothing's going to be done against those players. Bruno's just been handed a new contract. I don't know how long Rashford has got in his contract. You know what I mean? It is mad. Good morning, everyone. Hope you have a great day ahead. Good morning, Randy. Hope you're doing well. Good to see you, mate. Hope everything is fine with you, my guy. Replace Rashford, Anthony Shaw, Casemiro, Bruno. If he go, absolutely, GK. But this is the type of thing that's not going to happen. Let's say, for example, the new manager comes in and he says, "Look, I don't mind the squad, but I don't like the goalkeeper." Let's say that he goes, "I don't like the squad," but for argument's sake, hypothetically speaking, if he comes in and says, "I don't like the squad, but I like the squad, but I don't like the goalkeeper," is he going to be given the tools to get a new goalkeeper? You know, they're going to say, what Ineos are going to say, they're going to say, "Oh, we just bought him. We literally just bought him. You know, we literally just bought him. We can't get rid of him now." Who's saying? Jamal, how you doing, my friend? Hope you're doing well. How many of the currents are there? So if we're not getting results, it's because of the manager. No, Hassan. And that is a very simplistic argument, because the reason is when you have 7, 8 players who've been there 10 years, they don't have to be on the football pitch to be an influence in that dressing room. They don't have to be on the football pitch to be an influence in the training ground. And I've seen it with my own eyes. They don't have to be an influence. They can go to him. They can be a bad influence on the young players. They can be bad influence on the new players. They can be speaking behind their back. They don't have to be on that football pitch to perform. They don't have to be on that football pitch to perform. Right? And let's say 7, 8 people are still there. 7, 8 players are still there. Basically, what is it? How many percentage of that team is still there from 10 years ago, 7 years ago? How many? You know, at the end of the day, it's not just Eric Ten Hag. And you're going to get a new manager, Hussein, and you're going to see the same results. You might get a manager bounce. That happens at Man United. You'll get a new manager. It happens with Ole. But watch what's going to happen when they get the contract. We did well in the APL. It was under Jose. We did well, second place. And what happened after we came second place in the Premier League, JK? We needed to invest. We needed to go to that next level, right? Jose Mourinho wanted a few players out. He wanted Shaw out. He wanted Martial out as well. Why didn't the management back then, which was Arnold, Murta, Woodward, all those guys, sell the players that Jose Mourinho wanted to sell? Why didn't they do that? Why didn't they say, right, we're going to back you, Jose. You came second. You won the Europa League. You've won the League Cup. We're going to back you now. Who do you want out? Who do you want in? What do you want? What do you want? And that is how it should be. You know what I mean? But they didn't back him. When it was time to have momentum, when it was time to get on and start going and start pushing, we didn't push. Players need to sit down and made to watch videos of Roy Keane, Ryan Giggs, young Ronaldo, Rooney, Cantona, Beckham, and all those old players. They won't. Yeah, absolutely, Jim. This is exactly what I'll do. But they won't listen. They won't listen. They won't do it. And this is what I've been saying. They won't do it. They won't listen to it. They'll watch it and it will go in here and out the other way. Because at the end of the day, all they'll be thinking about, what am I going to spend my next 350 grand on? What am I going to do? What am I going to spend my next 50 grand on? Absolutely. Another question. Didn't the former players play well against Villa? The team did well against Villa, right? The team did well against Villa. And that was Johnny Evans, hasn't been there 10 years. Do you know what I mean? He hasn't been there 10 years. He was man of the match. He's been there since last year. He hasn't been there 10 years. He was there under Alex Ferguson. Yeah, that's because he's still got the Alex Ferguson mentality, hasn't he? Rashford didn't play well. No, he didn't play well. Bruno didn't play well. Absolutely not. They've been there years. They didn't play well, of course. Maguire played okay, left at half-time. Do you know what I mean? But the rest of them didn't play well. But Evans is not an old player in regards to we signed him last year, but he left during the Sir Alex Ferguson period. So we cannot blame Evans and say Evans is part of them. I'm talking about the guys who are under Van Gaal, the guys who are under Jose Mourinho, the guys who are under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. Those guys are the ones that need to go before we can get a new manager in and start again. I'm not saying don't bring in a new manager. I'm not saying that. At the end of the day, if we do bring in a new manager, we need to get rid of these players. We need to get rid of these players if we're going to move forward. Big up, GK. Sal, your comments on Didi, how I said, Didi, at the end of the day, I'm an outlaw guy. I've worked with Tupac's Outlaws. I've been around those type of people. You know what? I've never been a Diddy guy. I've been a Diddy guy since the 90s. I've been telling people about him for flipping 30 years. No one listened to me at the end of the day. But yeah, I don't want to say too much about that. If players don't listen, to sack them all, absolutely. That's what they should do, but they're not gonna, because it costs too much money. It costs too much money. It's easier to get rid of the manager than to get rid of the players. It's cheaper, unfortunately. The issue with Ten Hag stay, he will constantly pick the players who don't play. Absolutely, Chow. And this is the one issue with Eric Ten Hag. Eric Ten Hag is not exempt from criticism, but he's not exclusive. He's not exclusive from criticism. There is many problems at Man United, though. But Eric Ten Hag does need to take a brunt of the blame as well. Because at the end of the day, it's not just him. It is the players as well. It is a number of other things. The culture of the club is wrong. Our culture is wrong. The whole culture. There are mitigating circuit. There are fundamental issues within our football club that need to be addressed, and we're not addressing them. Many of us don't know what these fundamental issues are. And no, it's not just the manager. There's more than meets the eye with Manchester United right now. What's going on right now that needs to be fixed. There's something really wrong with our football club that goes on year in, year out. 1 year good, second year bad, third year gone. That is what it is. Rinse and repeat. Rinse and repeat. We got to get away from this cycle, guys. Players can't be sacked. They cost too much money. You have to pay off their contracts. Termination causes money. Yeah, you have to pay off their contracts. And they're on 350 grand a week. God knows how much. And yes, they can sell when the transfer window is open. We should put transfers on the players on the transfer list. That's what we should do. And if we can get those transfer players on the transfer list and get rid of those guys, those mercenaries, those toxic players, then that's great. Those players who sit in there, I'm injured. Oh, I felt a bit of twitch in my leg. Oh, I felt a bit of a twitch in my leg. Do you think that Thomas Frank is going to come into that Man United team, all right, and start rubbing Luke Shaw's leg and said, "You're healed, hallelujah, you're healed, you're healed"? It's not going to happen. Sal is on the morning, passionate, absolutely, Kazi. That's what it's all about. This is how I start the stream. This is how I was in the summer. It's all about that, guys, because I know what we need to be successful. I know what we need. And the thing is, it's not just down to the manager. It's not just about sack, you're hired. Sack, you're hired. It's just such a simplistic thing to do. At the end of the day, there's something fundamentally wrong with the football team if we're losing. If we're making so many mistakes, if we're losing 3-0 at home to Spurs, that is not just the manager. To Spurs, 3-0 at home to our greatest rivals, Liverpool. That's happened before. It's happened before. We've seen it with our own eyes when Tottenham beat us 6-1. You remember that? When they beat us 6-1 because they wanted the manager out. When Liverpool beat us 4-1, 4-0, 3-0, 5-0, and all these games. You know what I mean? You think that was Eric Ten Hag? You know what I mean? At the end of the day, the same results keep happening again and again and again and again. You know what I mean? And I've had enough of it. If I'm being honest with you, nobody will buy them. Sal knows players' mentality. I hate these players' mentality, mate. At the end of the day, I've seen it all. I've seen Brian Robson. I've lived through Eric Cantona. I've lived through David Beckham, Roy Keane, Steve Bruce, Gary Pallister, Dennis Irwin, who didn't matter anything, just got on with the job and was world-class. Gary Neville, Paul Parker, Peter Schmeichel. I've seen them all. The great Les Seeley had more bloody heart than a lot of these players who are on the pitch today. You know what I mean? We've had players there. I've seen us win. I've seen us win against adversity. I've seen us win trebles against adversity. You can't win anything in kids. And we use that as motivation to go and win a double. You know what I mean? We don't do that these days. We cry. And we're weak. At the end of the day, we're weak. And we need to do a lot better, guys. Absolutely. It needs to be better. Sal's on something which I had absolutely. It's only 10:49 here. Bad players are like bad apples. If Arsenal can get rid of all their bad players like Ozil and Aubameyang, then we should be able to sell the players. Absolutely. Listen, Arteta, he didn't want Aubameyang. Aubameyang is a fan favourite. You know, a Bam Bumpercat Young, they were calling him. What's his name? Piers Morgan was was saying Arteta out, get him out of my club. Arteta out was saying that when he sold Aubameyang. The abuse that Arteta got before when he was given a chance, when he came 8th twice, the abuse he got was ridiculous. You think ours is bad? AFTV were worse, you know what I mean? And Piers Morgan and stuff like that jumping on him as well. Now look. You need to have the power to get rid of the powers, you know what I mean? You need to have the power to get rid of the big mouths, if you know what I mean. We need some manager or leader who can push the players for their best. Absolutely, GK. But at the end of the day, some of those players, as I said, you can lead a goose to the water. Doesn't mean they're going to drink the water. They're going. At the end of the day, that is what it's all about. You can lead them to the stream. They're not going to drink the water. It's not going to happen if they don't want to drink the bloody water. And this is the problem we have with some of these players. I never rated Gary Neville, Philip Neville, but they're better than the current. I mean, the one thing with Gary Neville, I think Gary Neville's extremely underrated. His overlapping runs and his knowledge of the game was incredible. But one thing you never doubt about Philip Neville, Gary Neville, is that they always gave 100%. Philip Neville, whether he played centre back, whether he played right back, left back, and even centre midfield, he was always giving 100% for the cause. He didn't moan at all. Absolutely not. When Ineos gives Bruno's new contract, I was shocked. Me too, Joe. I was very shocked. I was shocked. You know what I mean? Why are we awarding mediocrity? Why are we rewarding players for not performing for the football club? We should not be rewarding mediocrity. That's it. At the end of the day, it's over in regards to that. I thought it changed. You know what I mean? Now he's going to be on, what is it, a 3-year contract, 300 grand a week. Hey, Sal, can you do a Mark Goldbridge version of Arteta? Arteta? I can't do a Mark Goldbridge. I don't think he's ever said Arteta. Arteta. Get him out of my club. Get him out of my club. I think that's what Mark does. I think absolutely. We need a key mentality and Rooney aggression. Yes, we do. We need more players like that. But this is what I was saying a few weeks ago in regards to the street footballer. The street footballer is no longer existing. We've got overly pampered players. My daddy was a footballer. Over pampered players that get rich too soon. You know what I mean? Are pampered too soon, and they don't have to work to get where they have to get. Really work like they used to work. Or you know what I mean? When they had to be discovered, right? In bloody Hackney Marshes. Not, oh, you know what? Who's your son? Oh, your son's a footballer as well. Bring him down to the academy. Yeah, we get him playing some ball. We get him kicking the ball around. Big up. Arsenal are still thirsty for a trophy. Aditya, absolutely. They're still thirsty for a trophy. Yes, they are. They are still thirsty, and they need to win a trophy this year if they're going to have any aspirations of anything, of course, guys. Great. I hope you're all well, going well. Very interesting day. Please smash the likes and subscribe button. Thank you. Big up, Grayo. It is going to be a very interesting day, my friend. A very interesting day indeed. And we hope for the best for Manchester United, Grayo. We hope for the best, my friend. I hope you're doing well. I hope your family's well, Grayo. I hope everything is good with you, my friend. I hope your nephew is good and everything like that on top. Ciao. Since Bruno new contract is a form of being so poor, yeah, absolutely. And this is the curse at Man United. The new contract and disease. That's what happens to Man United. Absolutely. Big up, Grayo. Big up, Brian. Big up, everyone. Of course, blessings to you, Grayo. Blessings to Jim. Blessings to Grayo. Blessings to everyone. Blessings to chat. Everyone in this chat. Big up, everyone in the chat, of course, guys. I agree. He's always moaning and never look at himself. Chow, do you know what? A captain should be inspirational. A captain should be the guy who says, come on, we got this. We got this. Don't give up. Don't give up. That is what a captain should be. A captain shouldn't be in this. You should go over there. It's you. You should go over there. Sancho said it to him. I'm not a fan of Sancho, but he even said it to Bruno on the pitch. Stop moaning. Stop moaning. He said it on the pitch himself in front of the cameras. Madness, isn't it? Sal, talking facts. Thank you, JK. So are you, my friend. Thank you. Bless up for joining me. Thank you, mate. Beef, we are getting relegated. Absolutely not getting relegated, mate. Nothing's impossible in life. Beef, thank you for joining the stream, by the way. You beef bully. Thank you very much, mate. Don't forget to subscribe if you're new and stuff like that. Thank you, mate. No, I don't think we get relegated, mate. There's a lot of very, 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 very crap teams in the Premier League, way, way below us. So I don't think we'll get relegated. At the end of the day, I think Southampton are awful. Awful. Ipswich. You know what? Never. I wouldn't say never. Never say never, but you know what? I don't think so. It's not 1974 anymore. Everyone here is welcome. I kindly ask you to subscribe and let's show some love to Sal, a lovely, committed, soul, poor, passionate people. Thank you, Jim. So are you, my friend. Big up yourself. Big up yourself. Thank you, my friend. Press a like, people. Thank you so much. Don't forget to subscribe as well to the channel. Very important that you subscribe to the channel. That is what it's all about. Now, in your humblest of opinions, what should the Premier League do in regards to the decision about Manchester City? What do you think they should do? Should we just give up? Should we just say we're throwing away, scrap the rules, sod the rules? You can bend the rules anyway. We're just going to bend the rules. Should we do that? Or should we just break away from this goddamn Premier League? What do you think we can do? The Premier League needs to do something. The rest of the teams need to do something against this team, this curse that is Manchester City. We need to do something against it. And we will do something against it. And you know what? They can laugh now. They can do whatever they want. But at the end of the day, we will be back. We will be the ones laughing. He who last laugh loudest, guys. Absolutely, guys. And that is what it's all about. Got to keep fighting, never giving an inch. Absolutely. And the players never given an inch. It's 11 against 11 at the end of the day. Mainu and Garnacho have dropped out, and Mazraoui have dropped out of international duty due to injury. I'm actually pleased with this. I'm actually happy with this, that they've dropped out of the international duties, because you know what? Especially Mazraoui playing every game. These players have played too much football and they need a rest. So I'm absolutely over moon that they've left the international fold, my guy. If Eric Ten Hag said, my advice to Inter, Carrick and Ole, they love United and know the winning mentality that we had. Yeah, they got the winning mentality, but they're too soft, mate. It's a dream. At the end of the day, we had our lowest points tally in our history under them. Do you know what I mean? At the end of the day, it's not going to work. It would be it would be an interim. I agree, an interim. But at the end of the day, we can't be too sentimental at Man United. We need to move on from that. And I'm a big fan. I love Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. I was at the European Cup final in 1999. I know what he did in my life. And I know that he gave me one of the greatest moments I've ever witnessed. But you know what? We shouldn't be going back to those guys, even as an interim. I don't think we should. Maybe Carrick as an interim. I won't be going back to Ole, in my opinion. It causes too much division. There's too much sentimentality there and stuff like that. I would just get Ruud in. Ruud is the one who's going to be walking in as interim. He's going to be the new manager. It's pretty certain if Eric Ten Hag loses his job. Actually, these players knows to commit to yourself. If the Premier League, I have seen man on the match, Bruno post-match interviews, they know it. Just that it's not happening right now. At the end of the day, these players are not good enough. Maybe we just have to say that some of these players are just not good enough. They're not on that level. They're not on a winning level. And you know what? I probably think it's that. And me, Sal, about international football, absolutely. F them. We don't need to give them. We don't get appreciated anyway. We don't get appreciated in international football anyway. Why are we going to go there? Absolutely, Brian. Who cares about watching England versus fat kid? Who cares about the Nations League? What is the Nations League? But why do we have a Nations League? We've got the Euros, we've got the World Cup. That's all that matters at the end of the day. Why do we have to have the Nations League? What does that contribute to, apart from injuries, at the end of the day? Mad. We have Eric Ten Hag. Absolutely, Randy. We do have Eric Ten Hag, and that's what we have to do. But today is a very, very important day. My prediction is Eric Ten Hag will stay. I don't think he's going to be sacked, guys. I really don't think that Eric Ten Hag will be sacked today. So I don't think you get your hopes up in regards to the manager being sacked. I don't think he's going to be sacked, guys. I absolutely believe that he's staying for the foreseeable, and it will be relooked in December. I believe we relooked in December, guys. United come first. Absolutely, United come first. FIFA, the biggest corrupt organization. Absolutely. Do you know what? I won't be surprised if, Man City done something sinister. Always. Big up, Brian. Big up, everyone, of course, who joined me today. You know what? Emotional show. It gets like that sometimes. I have to get it off my chest. You know what I mean? I do 2 shows a day. I have to get it off my chest, guys. It's really important I get it off my chest. I speak the truth. I speak nothing but the truth. Do you know what I mean? You can't handle the truth. Absolutely. That's what I do. At the end of the day, and I speak without any rehearsing, without anything like that, without cheesy little graphics on my screen. I don't do that, guys. I just talk and I talk and I talk, and that is what I do about my football club, because I speak with passion. And I love you guys for joining me every single morning. You guys are legends. Thank you so much for joining me, you guys. United come first. Brian, of course, absolutely. Everton has done enough to get sacked. Everton has not done enough. 7 games in the season is not enough. But you know what? The big mouths, the big bellies are the ones who are screaming for him to get sacked, of course, guys, at the end of the day, because they're bitter about their own life. They have to wake up every morning and look in the mirror. That must be a hideous, hideous sight. And I wouldn't wish it on my worst enemy at the end of the day, waking up, looking in the mirror and seeing that at the end of the day. So at the end of the day, guys, you know what? Let's see what happens. anything can happen in regards to with Ten Hag. We don't know what's going to happen. One thing is for sure, Jim Ratcliffe has had enough, but the rest of the board are saying give Erik Ten Hag another chance. Give him a bit longer. They're saying give him a bit longer. Are you doing any 1 mile marathon, Saulo? Not 1 mile. I do 3 miles 4 days a week, Brian. I've already done it. At the end of the day, yeah, I do it every day in the 40-degree heat, Brian. In the 40-degree heat. You know what I mean, Mr. Bean? Absolutely, yeah. So, guys, you know what? I'm not going to shout and scream. If Erik Ten Hag gets sacked, you know what? We move on. We have to move on. At the end of the day, I'm not going to cry because I'm not going to be surprised about it. I'm just to say, okay, great. What's next? What do we do next? And where can we go from here? Where can we go from here? What do we do now? And that's what I would do. Jim, big up everyone. Absolutely. And Sal, love and blessings to you all. One United, one love, one heart, one United. Big up, Jim. Absolute legend in the chat. An original of Stretford Post, of course, guys. So don't forget, guys, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. It's very, very important. Let's get to 4,100 very soon. Let's get those likes, those subscribers going up, guys. That's what it's all about. This is the realest channel on the fan channel networks, guys. You're not going to see any realer than this. You're not going to be seen any nearer. I'm the fearless, guys. You're the fearless, guys. That's what we do. This is how we do it. We stand up and we talk passionately. Not just about predictable thing, not just about Ten Hag, old fraud, peanut head, all these crap, low IQ arguments. It's about us fighting for what's right. And we will always fight for our football club, of course. Jim Ratcliffe is not stupid to sack Erik Ten Hag. He's not happy at the moment, Randy. He's not happy what I'm hearing. Cheers, Sal and Jim, but it's a collective, Randy. It's a collective. He's not making the final decision. The whole, as he's already said, Wilcox, Barada, Ashford, of course, make the decisions about Manchester United, even obviously Christopher Favell as well. Big up, everyone. Guys, thanks so much for joining me. Fantastic show as usual. Don't forget, you know what I mean? I'll be back later on for Chatterbox, and hopefully you can join me for that. Please join for that. Very important you join for that. Bearing in mind the internet and that. The internet has been a bit crazy this week, of course, guys. So hopefully it is nice and it works like now. But you know what? In the evening, it's a bit trippy. But you know what? Hopefully it'll be good and we will be on the move, guys. And you know what? We might get some news later on today. There might be something going on later on today. Who knows what could happen later on today? There might be that breaking news. There might be Erik Ten Hag is staying for the foreseeable, or it might be Erik Ten Hag has been sacked. It could be any one of those things. We don't know what it's going to be at the moment, guys. We don't know, do we? Let's have a look. On the subject of Man City, any verdict that doesn't punish them, EPL will lose its respect and integrity since United. Saying absolutely spot on, my friend. Absolutely spot on, bro. At the end of the day, look, you know what, the Premier League need to unite together. The Man United, Liverpool, Arsenal need to unite together, and they need to go against this Premier League. They cannot just accept the decision and think, oh well, we need to move on and we need to go against that Premier League. We need to go against them, guys. Absolutely. Lembury time, 5 p.m. Dubai time. Absolutely, yeah. 5 p.m. UAE time, my friend, 4 p.m. At the moment, guys, look, if you look at my phone, look at the time, guys. If you look at my phone, 11 o'clock in the morning, guys. Absolutely. Cheers, everyone. Thank you, everyone, guys. Thank you for joining me. Thanks, Sal, you legend, unique friend. Thank you, Jim. You too, my friend. Sal, don't mind either way, Ten Hag sacked or not, but I don't want the players to be left without the precaution. Absolutely, Basha, and that is the whole point. This is about Manchester United. This is not about any affiliation to players, any affiliation to managers or whatever. This is about our football club. And if those players who've been there 7, 8, 9 years, 10 years, some of them, and are not held accountable, where do we go from there? Because at the end of the day, none of those managers are going to work with those mercenaries at the football club at the end of the day. Thank you, Hussein. Thank you, guys, for joining me. I shall see you later on for Chatterbox, 2 p.m. UK time, 5 p.m. Middle Eastern time, 3 p.m. Central European time. Take it easy, guys. I am back soon, guys. And I will be back if anything breaks, of course, for Sal Reacts. Don't forget to join me. Keep your notifications on and don't forget to subscribe, guys. Take it easy. Peace.